Hey, it's the nerdy sports fan. We're into the offseason. And man, is it going to be a fun one. Because these Miami Dolphins have got themselves 80 some odd million dollars in cap space. They seem to have the right coach in Brian Flores. And in spite of already having a first round young quarterback on the team, they're probably going to get another one. There's not a lot of talent on this team. They traded it all away last year. But they seem to have a cohesive thing going. That's why I think Flores might be the right guy. Because the team gelled together. They played hard right up till the end. They didn't expect to win. They knew they weren't going to win. But they played for the man. That matters. It matters a lot. Okay? You don't ever want to see the team give up. And it's natural to think they're going to when there's no real chance at doing anything great. So the fact that they went into it knowing they're more likely to get the number one overall pick than to actually make the playoffs, and they still played that hard, says a lot about the coaching staff. So kudos to Brian Flores. You did a damn good job last year. You got to keep it moving forward, though. You set the baseline for the culture. You traded away a whole bunch of guys to build that draft capital up. Got a lot of cap space. Now you got to do something with it. So everybody's focused right now on either them drafting Tua where they're at or trading up to draft Tua because they don't want anybody leapfrogging them. That, personally, I think is the most likely scenario. I think the tank for Tua thing that everybody was talking about, it worked out for them. It worked out for them for two reasons. Tua got hurt. Now he's got some question marks, which he'll likely get past. I understand. He hurt his hip. He's a mobile guy. You like the hip to be good as a mobile guy. But he's not just a mobile guy. Okay? He's got the head. He's got the work ethic. He's got all of the intangible factors that you're looking for out of a quarterback. And Joe Burrow jumped in front of him. All right? Burrow had a season for the ages. And him having that great season allows Miami to get really what could be the perfect fit for the franchise. So everybody and their uncle is calling somehow Tua to Miami. And it makes sense. It really does. I am sorry, Josh Rosen. Josh Rosen has gotten the rawest deal that a young quarterback possibly could have gotten. He was drafted by a team with a terrible coaching staff, needed to fire the coach after just 1 year. So a new coaching regime with the number one overall pick the very next year. Yeah. They went out and they drafted Kyler Murray, the logical number one overall pick. And he's doing well. So they needed to get rid of Rosen. He goes to Miami, where they're also terrible. And they just got a coach. They didn't have the draft capability to pick up their quarterback of the future that they wanted, handpicked by them. But hey, you know what? We'll try Rosen and see what we like about him, but never really give him an opportunity. Never really give him a real chance that a drafted number one quarterback gets. And so goes probably his career. Now, a lot of people will say, hey, look, these coaches have got to see something in that dude. That's just wrong. That's why. No. Bullshit. Okay? Bullshit. Rich Gannon was widely viewed as a bum. Frickin' bum. All right? He was an also-ran. He was not really viable. All of a sudden, a bunch of seasons into his career, he gets matched up with John Gruden and bang, MVP. Kurt Warner, practice squad, stock boy. Also ran, all right? He was the leftovers. He was the dregs. He was a guy just to fill a spot on the roster. Would not have gotten a chance if Trent Green doesn't get injured. Just would not have. Then he plays so goddamn well, they got to trade Trent Green. Would not have happened if Green didn't get injured. Tom Brady, best quarterback in the history of the damn game, does not make it to the field unless Bledsoe gets hurt. You can't tell me these coaches know everything about positional value and what's in a man's head and heart. You cannot tell me. Because there's so many quarterbacks over the years that you can point to and say, yeah, a lot of teams fucked up and had no idea that he was going to be this good. So yeah, I don't think Josh Rosen has gotten a good shake. That's what I'll say about that. Either way, Miami is very well positioned. With the draft capital they have, they're likely going to have to trade up to get Tua. Just to make sure that they're the ones that get him, really. There will be other picks available. Hopefully, they'll at least be able to hold on to 2 first-round picks. They're going to use one of them in order to move up. So if they have those 2 first-round picks now, they got Tua, what are they doing with the other one? They got so many holes, they could do whatever the heck they want. With Devontae Parker on the team, it means they don't necessarily need to go out and draft the receiving target for their young quarterback. They've already got him. So, where do they go? Protecting his blind side is probably a great option, but the best tackles are going to be gone by the time your second pick comes up. Defensive line is more likely. There's going to be players available in that lower first round to mid first round that it's really just who likes who. They're all kind of at the same talent range. So, you know, Esponza comes to mind. I like him for the Bills too. Esponza. I might be getting that name wrong. The guy from Iowa. Big, good-looking, hard-working, productive defensive lineman. That's the kind of thing that fits with a New England kind of coach. Flores, they're looking for glue guys. They're looking for hard-working, positional players. They're not necessarily looking for the eye-popping stats. Okay, the fastest guy, the strongest guy, the combine guy. That's not the MO of the Belichickian coaches. It is not. They're looking for good football players. They're looking for guys that are great on film. So, yeah, that Iowa defensive end, that seems right as a good option. There's plenty of good options, though. Towards the end of the first round, it might even be more likely that they could trade down and just build more picks. This team needs so much that even if they spend all of their cap money that they normally could in free agency this year, there's still going to be plenty of holes. The most likely area for holes to remain is the offensive line, because offensive linemen, there's not a lot of good ones in free agency this coming season. Not many at all. So what do you do to fill this need that you have on the team at the offensive line position? A need that you helped create by trading away Laremy Tunsil last year. It's going to be difficult. It really is. Because since they're going to be trading up to get Tua, and all the good tackles are going to be gone by the time they get to their next pick, And all the free agency stuff leading in before the draft has great defensive linemen, has a handful of really good options for receivers. It's a defense-heavy free agency class. A couple of big-name quarterbacks, but you're going to draft your quarterback. So where do you fix the line? It might not happen this year. It really might not, and I'm sorry, because it's a big, glaring need for this team. It might be next offseason. So, here. Obviously, Miami traded away a lot of talent, but they have a lot of cap space, and they have good draft capital. This is the offseason where Brian Flores puts his mark on this team. Okay, this offseason. Not last offseason, this offseason is where Brian Flores gets to do what he wants with the team. And we really get to see what Miami can be. Personally, I think they're at least another season away. Because if they are drafting Tua, rookie quarterbacks are not phenoms like Dan Marino was. Okay, they're just not. They're going to struggle when they come in the league, typically. So, you're probably going to be in line for a top 10 pick again next offseason. You'll get your tackle there. And then you'll actually be able to protect the young quarterback and see what he can really do. Let me know what you think, guys. What do your beloved Dolphins need to do this offseason to prove to you that they're on the right track? I'd love to hear it. Like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. Hit me up in the comments with what you think the Fins need this offseason and what you think they're going to do. I'm making one of these videos for every single team. I'm making more videos for after free agency, before the draft, and after the draft. Like and subscribe. Hit me up in the other videos. Thanks for watching, guys.